Welcome back, viewers. We are in part 8 of The Blindside. We're talking about this dangerous game, this risky game of having a boyfriend or a girlfriend. In this video, we are going to focus on responsibility and how you put yourself at risk of dealing with someone who lacks responsibility, although they call you their girlfriend or they call you their boyfriend. Now, in this position, the role that is played, it's the mindset of go with the flow. Don't resist. Don't challenge me. That kind of mindset. They don't want to maintain the relationship. They don't want to fix problems, invest time and thought and planning into fixing problems. They don't want to put a plan into preventing the problems. Friends, this is important because in a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, here it is, right here, where the conflict arises. A problem comes up, right? You want them to address it. You want them to care about it as much as you care about it. Well, here is where the rubber meets the road. Here is where the character, the true character and the intentions begin to expose itself as far as who you're dealing with. Here they are not wanting to look at their role in the matter. They don't want to look at how they could have caused or had some fault in how a problem arose. They don't want to look at the matter in itself. It may not be anybody's fault, but it just may need to be, it may be something that just needs to be tweaked and fixed that may require the big word sacrifice, to give up something, to be flexible, to adjust. They're not in for that, friends. They're here for what? A good time. They're here for just the ride. They're there for the pleasure. So here's where the relationship starts to get rocky. And what do we say? When the going gets tough, the tough gets going. Well, guess what? It's when someone is committed and wholehearted is where the tough person gets going. But unfortunately, when you have the predator and you have the vulnerable, here we have conflict that just snowballs and gets worse and worse throughout the relationship. They do no self-reflection. The predator in particular, they don't want to put in the work. And when you put in this kind of work, guess what? There is a little bit of suffering, but they want to avoid pain at all costs. They want to avoid the suffering at all costs. You know why? Because the value is low. The respect for you and the status of you being their boyfriend or girlfriend is low, and therefore their responsibility is low. And friends, think about it. When you're in a job that you really want, a career you're really in, you see all the memes on the internet. You grind all day and night. You put your all into it. You don't sleep because you want to get this promotion. You want to get the raise in your salary or your pay that you get, your hourly pay. But guess what? Because the boyfriend-girlfriend relationship does not have a high enough status, chances are they're not going to put their all in. And again, I know there are people who do, but this is all about the risk that happens in a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. You put yourself at risk of being exposed to the people that I'm talking about, the predator, that role that they play. And what essentially do these people want? They want marriage perks without marriage works. Yeah, I said it. I was trying to hold off on that M word, trying to hold off on the holy matrimony, but we got to get to the meat of this, and we're going to get there, friends. I want you to see me in part 9 where we can talk more about how we need to avoid this low-valued relationship of being a boyfriend or a girlfriend, being tested out, being gambled on, possibly being used. And friends, I understand the vulnerable, they're at fault too, because there has to be some kind of common ground just to even come in to agree to be boyfriend and girlfriend. And a lot of times we don't want to be alone. We want someone to share our affections with. You may have pure intentions, but again, boyfriend and girlfriend relationships are not the pure way to go. They're not the safe way to go. It's the highest risk way to go of causing yourself to fall into a situation that could be a point of no return. And I will have a video that talks about the side effects that you can put yourself, that you can bring upon yourself when you put yourself in these situations of having a boyfriend and a girlfriend. We're going to talk more about how we come in with these goals, and our goals are not always the same of why we get a boyfriend or a girlfriend. So again, see me in part 9, where we're going to dig deeper. Hang in there, folks. We're going to get deep.